Demons. We don't really think about them too much nowadays. Nobody really thinks about them too much nowadays. I wouldn't say too much. Unless you go to Taco Bell, then you usually think about the demons you're releasing. But, most people aren't too religious, so they don't really think about demons. But as a prop builder and a guy who likes to watch the vast amount of horror media we have, I've been thinking about demons. So, let's release some. Just a quick sidebar. The pages I'm going to be using for this project are from Elder Props. They're the Evil Dead Rise and Evil Dead 2013 pages. So, first things first, we start the sculpt. Did it over the backboard that I would use for the cover. Tried doing it freehand. I didn't really like the way it looked, so I took a little bit more inspiration from the actual prop. Made the squiggles come off of where the teeth would be. I did unfortunately forget to make some squigglies on the back, but I did mark out where the little nubs are on the spine. Then after that was done, I made a hydrocal mold in the little styrofoam there. Then I brushed in a bunch of latex to get a finished cover. Ignore the brown staining. It is because, unfortunately, the sandpaper I was using to try and smooth out a small imperfected spot in the mold had some, I think it was wood or something that had paint on it originally. So it just ended up, being ugly and brown. And, dirty and poopy looking. So right now we're doing the painting. I'm doing a base coat of a mixture of peach, parchment, and liquid latex, just for a nice, almost like pale peachy skin tone, just on the base. Got to do the edges because those will wrap around for the inside of the binding. Mind you, all of this is just going to get glued onto some book backing. Next, we did some decomp and some more parchment for a mix, then painted over that. Next, we did a flamingo red wash coat. Then we went back and tried to brush in a little bit more of that gray, brownish around the edges to try to age things up a little. Unfortunately, I don't know if I was 100% liking this at the time. I did go in and try to do like a light brown over things. At the time, I just didn't like the way it looked. So I ended up doing another wash coat of black to try to dirty things up, and then a red coat. I didn't really wait in between, as you can see. So I'm basically just washing away most of the paint. The only thing that's really sticking right now is the peach, the original peach base layer, since that had liquid latex in it. I'm trying to do a little bit more aging, and unfortunately I'm just not liking the way it looks. So I get a little upset and just wipe it all away. Now I do come back the next day and I see that it's not too bad. I redid the base coat. It ended up covering up a good portion of it. So now I'm using sponges, which I originally did. This was a second layer that I wanted to do just so that I have, some evidence of the painting process. But I've got that base coat. I'm trying to stipple on some darker browns around the edges and some lighter browns in there. Once I've got the stippling done, it's a dry brushing essentially with the stippling. Then I added some lighter browns in there, try and vary things a little. I'm regularly going back with the red wash to make it look more lively. I did a black wash over that. I'm using my compressor and air brush to basically just speed up the drying process in between everything. So I did another red layer, but instead of doing a wash, I did more of like a stippling. Now I'm just going over all of the little veins and spiny bits, just to lighten them up on the top so that they're a little bit more pronounced. I end up going over all of the little spiny bits and a little bit of the nubs. I did that little spray is just a satin clear coat before I do more washes, just to make sure that the base layer, in case the wash doesn't look 100% accurate. Like I said, I did a little bit of that. Let's see, another satin coat over that, a little wash around everything, because I keep forgetting to age out the edges for the inside. Just using the airbrush again to blow everything out, dry everything as fast as possible. The pages themselves are printed on 13 by 17 paper, double-sided and folded in half. Like I said, the pages that were used are from the Elder Props website. They had a brown wash and a red wash with just some brushing and splattering of just red paint. Now, the pages themselves added some blood splatter as well, and in some spots on the Rise pages, I went ahead and just made a red wash in certain areas on some of the illustrations, just to emphasize some of them. I will say, though, out of every prop that I've made, the Necronomicon, this particular version, has been probably one of the most photogenic props I have ever made. It just looks absolutely stunning on camera. Maybe not in this photo because of, the lighting, but even still, you can still catch some of the details in it. I did sculpt the teeth in Blender by scanning in the book with my 3D scanner and then designing the teeth to fit in the holes that I had already designed for the cover when I was sculpting. So once those got printed on my resin printer, I was able to paint those with like a light white, yellow them, brown them up, and then glue them into place. But as you can see, the weathering pattern and just the work that came out on this cover just looks absolutely beautiful.